A food safety plan is crucial for preventing foodborne illnesses by identifying and controlling food hazards, thereby protecting public health and building consumer trust. A food safety plan is a comprehensive document that outlines systematic procedures to identify, prevent, and control food safety hazards throughout the food manufacturing process. Unlike traditional reactive approaches, modern food safety plans take a preventive stance, addressing potential risks before they can impact product safety or consumer health. The FDA defines it as a tool designed to assist food facilities with the development of food safety plans that are specific to their facilities and meet the requirements of the current good manufacturing practice, hazard analysis, and risk-based preventive controls for human food regulation. These plans serve as a roadmap for maintaining consistent food safety standards while ensuring regulatory compliance across all aspects of operation, from ingredient sourcing to final product distribution. The Food Safety Modernization Act, or FSMA, has revolutionized food safety regulations by mandating comprehensive preventive controls for most FDA-regulated facilities. FSMA protects public safety by requiring risk-based preventive controls and training appropriate to employees assigned duties. So what are the key reasons for a food safety plan? First is public health protection. A plan helps prevent foodborne illnesses caused by bacteria, viruses, and other contaminants, which can be severe for vulnerable populations like the elderly, young children, and immunocompromised individuals. They also instill consumer confidence. By ensuring safe food, businesses foster trust and loyalty among consumers, which can improve brand reputation and boost earnings. Ensures regulatory compliance. Many regulations, such as the U.S. Food Safety Modernization Act, require businesses to have a written food safety plan and implement preventive controls. Maintains business continuity and profitability. A plan helps avoid recalls, legal issues, and negative publicity that can arise from food safety failures. It can also optimize resource use and reduce food waste. Ensures employee accountability. The plan establishes clear procedures for food handlers, ensuring consistent safe practices and a strong food safety culture within the organization. And supports supply chain integrity. A commitment to food safety enhances trust and improves relationships with suppliers and other partners in the food supply chain. Next, who needs a FSMA food safety plan? All food sectors required to register with the FDA, except exempt sectors such as alcoholic beverages and dietary supplements, are mandated by regulatory agencies to comply with preventive control for human food regulations. This includes food manufacturers, processors, packers, and holders that distribute products across state lines. Small businesses may qualify for certain exemptions, but most commercial food operations fall under FSMA requirements. Every FSMA-compliant food safety plan must include several key components including hazard analysis. Food facilities must conduct a thorough evaluation of biological, chemical, physical, and radiological hazards that could reasonably occur in the facility. According to the FSMA requirements, manufacturers must also consider economically motivated adulteration, expanding beyond the traditional HACCP scope. Preventive controls. Based on the hazard analysis, food companies need to establish risk-based preventive controls including process controls, allergen controls, sanitation controls, and supply chain controls. Monitoring procedures. Written procedures for conducting checks at each preventive control step to assure the parameters or limits established for reducing, minimizing, or eliminating a significant hazard have been achieved. Corrective actions. Documented procedures for addressing deviations from established preventive controls, including immediate corrections and root cause analysis. Verification activities. Systems must be in place to ensure preventive controls are working effectively, including validation of control measures and ongoing verification procedures. And record keeping. Comprehensive documentation of all food safety plan activities, maintaining records that demonstrate ongoing compliance. Modern digital documentation solutions can significantly streamline this process while ensuring audit readiness. The three main types of food safety plans are Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point or HACCP plans focused on hazard analysis and control points to identify and prevent food safety issues from reaching the consumer. Preventive control plans, which are broader than typically found in a HACCP plan, covering all preventive measures through the food production system. And prerequisite programs, or PRPs, the foundational hygiene and sanitation programs that support HACCP and FSMA compliance. It should be noted that separate facilities need their own food safety plans. Even if they produce the same product, each facility must have its own plan because layouts, equipment, and hazards vary. Additional information can be obtained in the Food Sure HACCP training video by subscribing to the Food Sure training group. Though often used interchangeably, a HACCP and food safety plan have their differences. While both systems focus on preventing food safety hazards, there are important distinctions. A food safety plan, under the Preventive Controls for Human Food Rule of FSMA, builds upon HACCP principles by expanding hazard coverage and preventive control requirements. HACCP traditionally focuses on critical control points for biological, chemical, and physical hazards. Food safety plans take a broader approach, incorporating expanded hazard types including radiological and economically motivated adulteration, multiple control types comprising of process, allergen, sanitation, and supply chain preventive controls. Enhanced flexibility, as food safety plans deal with preventive controls, there are no mandatory limits. However, they lean more toward minimum and maximum levels and/or ranges. And implementation requirements. Food safety plans must be written, implemented, and overseen by a Preventive Controls Qualified Individual, or PCQI, ensuring proper expertise guides the program development and maintenance. A Preventive Controls Qualified Individual is trained or experienced in preventive controls and is responsible for developing, implementing, and maintaining the food safety plan to meet FSMA standards. There are 3 C's and 7 stages to remember with a food safety plan. The 3 C's of food safety are cleaning, cooking, and chilling. These steps prevent contamination, kill harmful bacteria, and keep food out of the danger zone where bacteria multiply. And the 7 stages of writing a food safety management plan often typically follow the basic HACCP framework, including assemble the food safety team, describe the product or products and their intended use, map the process flow, conduct a hazard analysis, identify critical control points or CCPs, establish monitoring, corrective actions, and verification procedures, and document everything in a structured plan with record-keeping systems. Creating an effective food safety plan requires careful attention to each component. Here's what your plan must include. Facility information and management. The plan should begin with comprehensive facility details, including location, products manufactured, and management structure. This section establishes the foundation for all subsequent safety protocols. Hazard analysis. The hazard analysis forms the cornerstone of your food safety plan. Identify all potential hazards, including biological, chemical, physical, and radiological, and assess their likelihood and impact. Biological hazards might include pathogenic bacteria, viruses, or parasites that could contaminate your products. The Center of Disease Control estimates that foodborne diseases affect 48 million Americans annually, highlighting the critical importance of biological hazard control. Chemical hazards encompass cleaning chemicals, allergens, and potential adulteration. Physical hazards include foreign objects like metal, glass, or plastic that could enter the food stream. Process flow and preventive controls. Develop detailed process flow diagrams that map every step of the operation. Create a flow diagram of all the manufacturing processes associated with each product. Once the diagram is created, the team should walk through the production area in the order of the manufacturing process to ensure that everything is accurate. For each identified hazard, establish appropriate preventive controls with specific parameters, monitoring procedures, and responsible personnel. Supply chain program. FSMA requires comprehensive supply chain management. Identifying the supply chain is another requirement of FSMA food safety plans, as that is where the risk of contamination and bacteria begins. The supply chain program should include supplier verification activities, approved supplier lists, and procedures for managing supplier nonconformances. Companies using automated supplier management can significantly reduce the administrative burden while improving supplier compliance tracking. Recall plan. A facility must develop a recall plan if it identifies a hazard requiring a preventive control. The recall plan should enable rapid product traceability and removal from the marketplace when necessary. Successfully implementing a food safety plan requires more than just documentation, it demands organizational commitment and systematic execution. First, building a food safety team. Form a team with members from different departments, ideally led by a preventive controls qualified individual. The team should include representatives from production, quality assurance, maintenance, and management to ensure comprehensive coverage of all operational aspects. Next, focus on training and education. Effective implementation depends on thorough training. Organizational management must ensure proper education and training for employees that manufacture, process, pack, or hold food. This training should include food and employee hygiene and safety. Consider both initial training for new employees and ongoing education to keep staff current with evolving best practices and regulatory requirements. And lastly, utilize continuous improvement principles. Food safety plans aren't static documents. Consistent reviews and updating ensure the plan remains effective and compliant. Regularly evaluate and update the digital quality assurance processes to keep up with industry advancements and changing regulations. Schedule periodic reviews to assess plan effectiveness, incorporate lessons learned, and adapt to operational changes. Prerequisite programs are support elements of food safety and HACCP programs. They are standard operating procedures and good manufacturing practices that are foundational to food safety. They include good manufacturing practices or GMPs, a set of regulations and guidelines that cover personnel hygiene, equipment maintenance, plant design, and sanitary operations. Sanitation Standard Operating Procedures or SSOPs. Protocols for cleaning and sanitizing equipment and facilities to prevent cross-contamination. Supplier approval and control. Procedures for vetting suppliers and controlling the safety of incoming ingredients and materials. Allergen management. Practices to control allergen cross-contact and protect consumers. Pest control program. Integrated pest management strategies to prevent pests from entering the facility. Facility and equipment maintenance. Schedules and procedures for maintaining equipment and ensuring the facility is structurally sound and clean. Personnel hygiene and training. Programs that ensure employees follow proper hygiene practices and are adequately trained in food safety. Traceability and recall. Systems for tracking products throughout the supply chain and for recalling them if necessary. Chemical control. Programs for safe chemical storage, handling, and use to prevent contamination. And environmental monitoring. Programs to monitor environmental conditions, for example, water quality, air quality. Common food safety plan challenges and solutions. Implementing food safety plans often poses challenges that can be addressed with proper planning and the right tools. Documentation. Many facilities struggle with the extensive documentation requirements under FSMA. Digital solutions can significantly reduce this burden by automating record keeping and ensuring consistent, accurate documentation. Resource constraints. Smaller facilities may lack dedicated food safety personnel. One consideration may be outsourcing PCQI functions or investing in user-friendly digital platforms that simplify compliance management. Solutions like food safety software platforms can help smaller teams manage complex requirements more effectively. And keeping up with regulations. Regulatory requirements continue to evolve. Assign a person requirement to monitor updates and maintain connections with industry experts who can guide compliance efforts. Also, it may be beneficial to explore how comprehensive food safety platforms help companies stay ahead of regulatory changes. So, do you know how often a food safety plan must be reviewed and updated if needed? Under FSMA, each facility must reanalyze its food safety plan at least once every 3 years, or sooner if there's a significant change in processes, equipment, or hazard controls. And lastly, what does the future hold for food safety planning? The food safety landscape continues to evolve, driven by technological advancement, changing consumer expectations, and emerging global challenges. Some advancements may include emerging technologies. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are beginning to play larger roles in food safety, offering predictive analytics that can identify potential issues before they occur. Artificial intelligence-powered decision support can enhance quality assurance processes by predicting potential issues and automatically flagging them for review and intervention. Increased automation. Automation extends beyond documentation to include real-time monitoring systems, automated corrective actions, and integrated supply chain management. These advances promise to make food safety management more efficient and effective. And enhanced traceability. FSMA Section 204 now establishes additional record-keeping requirements for certain foods and outlines a list of items on the food traceability list that require enhanced traceability record-keeping due to their high-risk nature. The FDA's food traceability requirements emphasize the critical role of traceability in protecting the food supply chain. This trend toward enhanced traceability will continue, requiring more sophisticated tracking systems and greater supply chain transparency. A food safety plan is crucial and mandated for preventing foodborne illnesses by identifying and controlling food hazards, thereby protecting public health and building consumer trust. We hope you found this training valuable. Please click the subscribe button to access additional food sure training videos.